Oh, hey there. Is that good?
Perfect.
We're back checking out more Sleep Token, okay?
Please, for the love of God, tell me that's not how I sound.
No, that's how I sound when you suddenly say, you're going to intro, and I panic.
It's a fun thing that I do now. I get to watch her squirm. I like to watch.
Obviously, we just reacted to Provider.
That's
if you know, you know.
It's a good hint. And now we're looking at Dangerous.
Predictions?
None. It's one of those things where there are certain tracks. I mean, I may hear something along the way, but I'm quite enjoying. Typically, when I look through music, the album's already out. It's a rare privilege when something kind of just gets released, and we're a little bit late to it because we were on vacation. But it's a rare privilege when you can sit down and kind of listen back to a number of tracks and just get like a bigger, fuller feel for it. And it's overwhelming in the best possible way, but I'm really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite parts of this has been in all of the lovely comments. People aren't saying much about the songs, which we've mentioned. Thank you for not spoiling anything. But every single song, someone has mentioned it in comments. Like, I can't wait for you to listen to this one. You know, there's the bigger, longer songs, you know, the potentially, you assume a song's going to be quite epic if it's longer. It's not necessarily the case, but
it's a fair assumption.
For them, it's pretty, you can expect something. But every single song, somebody has been like, this is actually my favorite, or like, this is the dark horse of whatever. And I couldn't tell you which ones those are linked to, but outside of what we've already heard.
One of the things I keep seeing is people saying there's absolutely no skips on this album. So I think that's part of why this is happening. And also, like, the benefit of a reaction video is you get to try and experience that first listen, which you can't actually have again. The closest you can come is to experience it through somebody else. And if you ruin that for them or kind of spoil it in any way, well, then you're kind of doing yourself a disservice. And I think we're dealing with quite passionate and educated listeners. So, like, I think everyone kind of gets that. So, yeah, excited. Let's dive into this one. Sleep Token, Dangerous. Let's see what you got.
I wish I could have known that look in your eyes would echo in mine and go back out of my mind across the line. When was the last time I felt like this? Dark desire and tainted place. It's like you're dangerous to me. I notice every time we meet, I feel the ground beneath my feet giving way.
Okay.
Can I go first?
Yeah.
Okay.
Please, for the love of God, go first.
Okay. A couple different points. One, the beginning of this song reminded me, not his vocals, but just the music, reminded me of like an 80s ballad, like how an 80s ballad would start out. Hopefully that makes sense to people. It kind of piggybacking off of that, I feel like they are doing a lot of, I guess, nostalgic throwback sounds. I feel like they're sprinkled in, and maybe it's, I mean, again, they're so calculated with what they do that it's hard to believe that it's just an accident. But maybe it's just because of, inspiration from other styles and, past music that's come out and whatnot. But it's the electronic, old video game sounds. It's
There's a lot of keyboard synth that kind of leans to that time as well.
Yeah, and there's a lot of like old school hip hoppiness in there, like sprinkled in. And I'm sorry, but every single time I hear whoop, it makes me just so happy.
Yeah. There is there's a lot of opportunity on this album. You're making me think here. There's a lot of opportunity on this album for it to be sampled and reused by other artists in a really positive and kind of exciting way, whether it be DJs at a festival, whether it be hip-hop artists. Very good point that you're saying that. And I don't think music is ever written with that intent, but I think when it feels like it's an obvious opportunity, it's probably been done in the right way. The one thing that I love that they do is like there's all these different technical musical tools in your tool belt. If you're a songwriter, you can kind of lean on them, whether you're a guitarist, whether you're a singer, percussive, whatever. And so one of the things they do there, which they are very good at, and they don't do it for too long, so it doesn't sit in that pocket, but when he first goes into the chorus and he sings about being dangerous to me, that's a term called prosody. Do you know what that means? See how closely you've been watching my videos.
I know that you've talked about it before, but it's left my brain. Go on, school us, Professor Carneson.
So that's when you take a vocal and a musical melody and you align them very purposefully and deliberately with rhythm and timing and tone. So an obvious, quite juvenile example of that is Bar Bar Black Sheep. It's that dun, 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 dun. It's the same with the vocal, right? So there's a lot of what's happening there, but it's not the only thing that's happening. It's the emphasis points from a guitar, drums, bass, and vocal point of view. So for the first part of that chorus, they align everything to the vocal, and it kind of leaves you not knowing rhythmically how to communicate like your body to that or commit your body to it. But then when it loops around again, it goes back into that 4/4. So it's been taken out of the misplaced pieces. It falls back into what is traditional. And that then allows you to, in the best possible way, and don't hear what I'm not saying, forget about the music and listen to the vocals more. So it's kind of this like camouflage of enhancing the melody of the vocal and then leaving you on your own now that you're comfortable to listen to the lyrics. It's a really, really smart thing to do. And most songwriters, most of the good ones, they do this naturally. They're not looking through a book of like, what's a cool thing I can do? It just feels right. And often these terms and things were kind of placed on them afterwards, but they're, you just know when it works and you know when you need it.
Yeah. Yeah. Also, that that sounds familiar too.
Well, so this is I'm starting to notice like a theme here. One, the tone of that and the kind of synth attached to it almost provides this Middle Eastern / Indian feel to it. But the actual note placement, that dun-dun-dun, whether it be dun-dun-dun or dun-dun-dun or whether it reverses or whether tone shifts, what you're looking for there, they've done this since Calcutta, they've done it in Jaws, they've done it in a number of songs. It's not the same melody, but it's that phrasing loop that ends on kind of a 3-note shuffle, and one of them's just often syncopated.
Yeah.
So it might just be that rhythmic piece. But again, I wouldn't put it past them to have real mystery and purpose built into this far beyond what we can pick up on a first listen.
But of course.
Let's go back one more.
Yeah.
Because I wanna. Man, they're going through flags, huh?
Yeah. Burn them. Burn them all.
I forgot how to use this whole system. I didn't know how to clear the video there for a second. I'm so lost in it. What a privilege. Like, just quickly before we talk about the song, what an absolute privilege. I think it's not lost on me, and I encourage you to just take a second to think about like all of the stars that had to align for you to be born, and then for you to be born at a time when this is happening, that you can experience it and kind of have it just logged in your memory. Never mind the fact that we met when we did, and now we get to do this together. It feels like so connected and purposeful. It's a real privilege, and I'm not taking any of it for granted. If that doesn't end up on a James Bond movie, fire me.
Oh, I made the comment before that Vessel, mark my words, Vessel is gonna get into movie scores in the future at some point. I really feel like there's that level of like Hans Zimmer talent here. So it's not going to surprise me at all. The other thing is dancing is such a theme through all of these songs.
Dance with the rhythm. And I'll keep dancing along.
But yeah, that is... I want to go back and look at all the lyrics, which I'm going to after we hear all of these songs. But I feel like that's at least one line in every single song that we've listened to.
Well, there's something...
I could be wrong, but it's multiple.
Well, there's the metaphor of dancing, and the practical part of it is actually like... It makes sense why it's used so commonly in music, and there probably, if there is a tie throughout this, like it's dancing in a physical sense is a rhythmic thing, but in a like metaphorical sense is like, regardless of struggle, you can kind of figure your way and stumble your way through it to whatever melody you choose. Like there's a really nice like sentiment behind that, and I sound kind of poetic and nice saying it. It's literally because he describes it in a lot of those ways. So it's absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
Really pretty.
Also, I want to know if he's adding that a lot, because number one, obviously it makes sense. But number two, there's like this huge influx of focus on him dancing at his shows. I'm like,
do you know,
is he like commenting on the thing without commenting on the thing? I don't know.
I've yet to see them live. as of you. I have tried. God, it has not been without trying.
It's tough out here.
I've reached out to anybody I know. The reaction thing is a hobby for me, and as such, you know, it's not my job. I don't really earn from it. I wish I did, but as a result, my point is that I'm not really connected. I don't have a lot of connections to labels and publishers, and I've tried my hardest to buy tickets. I've tried my hardest to get media passes for things, but hopefully one day, because I think I've seen some little clips of him being a bit of a goofball, and then we'll dance around.
God,
and it's so nice to see.
Such a vibe
when you're writing such intense, deep lyrics and music. Like, you don't want every show. They're on the road. They're playing these songs night after night after night, and they're having to feel all the feels, and they're having to do all the things. And it's nice to see, as I expect with any band, that they have this like his inside jokes, personality, the way that they can kind of just have a bit of fun with it as well. Because God, how tough would it be to just feel the sadness and then and then walk off stage? It'd be impossible.
No.
It makes me wonder when they with this upcoming tour, when they like, are they going to play just this album? Or are they going to? They must sprinkle in.
They're gonna
the Euclids that take me back throwbacks. To Eden's. They must. Yeah. But no, sometimes it's concept album, right? So then they go on and they play that, like My Chemical Romance were incredible with the Black Parade. They played that. That's what they did.
Yeah, that's great.
She hates my example. No, I'm joking. Love that. And feels quite sad knowing that there's not much left of the album to listen to. But we've got some cool thoughts for the end of it, so we'll save it for then. Love you.
Love you.
Catch you in the next one. Peace.
Bye.